Well, says Live. That'll be the first good thing that's happened this morning. Day,
The first.
pretty much.
Nah.
So, if you would like to keep the cold air blowing, please support the Blanket Fort and the Cold Air Fund. Also, remembering King Harv, long may he reign. Mention us when you order your coffee. Thank you. Let's see here. So, I guess everybody's already seen the news. Near as we can tell, and don't quote me on this, the Law Dog files blew through 250 gigabytes of data, which, if Jack Wilder's calculations are correct, is 5 million plus hits in 6 days.
So to add to that, the Law Dog poster on my website had 4,600 hits.
Of those
What?
4,600, one bot, three. 4,603 bot. That's about par for the course.
Yeah, still though.
Oh yeah, better than poking the eye with a sharp stick, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, when we set up the Law Dog files on the new server, we bought the monthly 250 gig package.
Oh,
Yes. So, we either get to wait till the 1st of November for me to be able to do anything on the blog, or we upgrade to the next level, which is 1 terabyte.
I thought those were extinct.
Damned asteroids. Yeah. So,
Iridium!
so
Curse you!
not only did it get hit at least twice on Instapundit, once on Hot Air, once on Legal Insurrection, once on PJ Media, it's also apparently trending on Reddit.
Daily cost.
Daily
Oh,
cost.
and Daily Costs, which apparently thinks I'm a leftist.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's the same person who criticized my book.
It could very well be.
Ham-fisted pushing a leftist agenda.
Actually, reading what they had to say about what I actually wrote, that's pretty much close to the. Apparently, it was disjointed or something, and more often wrong than right. But you need to take a look at the general premise. Like, wow. So, daily costs, and according to Oleg Volk, most of the Russian media.
Aw, little peacenik.
Well, that's the thing of it. I asked Oleg if it was good or bad. He said mostly good. Here I am. The entire scope of the article was about Russian incompetence.
Wow.
You were complimentary, assuming that it wasn't, they didn't screw their own stuff on purpose.
Yeah.
So it was an accident.
It was only incompetence. It wasn't deliberate malfeasance. It was just your standard Russian incompetence, which apparently
It's a compliment.
Boobery is everywhere. It's inescapable.
Yeah.
I don't. Both Jack and I are not sure about the 5 million hit. There may be some DDoS attack in there somewhere, which would not be surprising. But on the other hand, it's Insta Pundit, and apparently the entirety of Russian media.
Your dance card is full.
Well, actually, it's not.
And they ask you, what is gerbil?
Yes. Oh,
I'm
allegedly.
feeling there's a circle of life with you and Russia happening.
More ways than one. Apparently Ace of Spades highlighted it too. Goodness.
Your
It
dance
was
card's
Ultimate
full.
Razor Fist.
And apparently Razor Fist, who I only have peripherally heard of.
He's fun.
Apparently he's a YouTube ranter,
Yes.
and he does rants on YouTube, and apparently liked my Anyway,
Mhm.
when she says the dance card was full, that's a funny thing because as of midnight last night, I was getting 12,000 hits a day. And at 12:01, I got 12, and it stayed at 12 all day long.
Well, we know when everything crashed.
Yeah, we know exactly what it crashed.
It's spooling.
Yeah.
Is that
No.
midnight local time or Switzerland time?
Swiss time, I think,
Oh.
but don't quote me on that.
So what would that be, like 6 p.m. for us or 7?
7, I think. I didn't check it after I got home. I really didn't. I didn't think I needed to. And then I tried to log on this morning, and it said 509 overflow error. I went, uh-oh.
So is buying that dinosaur thing going to be really expensive?
Yeah, 4 digits.
Can you get some dinosaur squeezins out of it?
The whole thing started about dinosaur squeezins. Now we think about it,
Mhm.
everything was about dinosaur squeezins, and
Again, circle of life, circle of death.
Geographical squeezing.
So,
Strategic squeezing.
So having had the morning freak out, I am kind of numb.
You
So-
ready for your afternoon freak out?
I'm back to being numb.
I can send you funny fox pictures.
Funny fox picture. Okay. Wait, Razorfist link to her blog. Apparently, not only did Razorfist link to blog, Razorfist linked to both articles on the blog. So there you go. And wow. Okay. So now that I'm nicely numb, I figured we'd start talking about other things. And since Kortnee's here,
Uh-oh.
I figured we discuss anthologies.
We should definitely discuss anthology.
The first one we need to talk about is the what I refer to as Moggies in Space, which is probably not going to be the actual name. It's Rita's. So I'll let her run off with that.
Oh. Well, it's
What's your thought? What's your vision?
my vision is all cats, all space, all the time. The requirement for the stories must have cats, must have space. So, and everything else is negotiable.
Rita Hoyt, bloody hell,
Has she adopted me?
might as well. Sarah Hoyt did the cover, and she's got the cover she sent has a very golden age of space opera feel to it. It's a spectacular cover.
It really is neat. It's wonderful. And the funny thing was, I never said anything to anyone about what I envisioned for the cover, but what I thought of was a cat looking out from a domestic house cat, preferably a tabby, a red, like an orange tabby, and looking out of a window from outside of a spaceship. But I was thinking of a little, goofy, probably ineptly drawn kitty in a rocket ship, like I would draw, and hers is next level. It is so cool. It could be a snap from a like one of those 70s kind of dystopian. Like I'm thinking of a gross 70s Bruce Dern film where he's on that. I don't know.
Silent Running,
Silent Running.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
where he's on the ship with the last of the plants.
Agriculture. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Silent Running.
It's like me and the house plants where they go to die. It's like, it's all over. But anyway, I was just thinking of, I don't know, maybe he and the house plants would have made it if they had a cat. But anyway, yeah, there's no limits. You can do cat, just regular, pesky mischief cats, but that's all cats, isn't it?
They are the devil's oven mitts.
Devil's oven mitts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
When monkeys are occupying that space, it's cats.
Yeah. So
Monkeys are evil, by the way.
cats are actually pleasant to have around anyway, occasionally.
Rita actually has a monkey story.
I'm not telling that monkey story. I mean, probably not. I've been very blurty this week. I was giving a lecture yesterday. I was talking about My literature class we're looking at Edmund Spenser's Fairy Queen Book 2, the one with Sir Guyon. In each of the stories of the Fairy Queen, the knight represents some great virtue, and Sir Guyon is temperance or self-restraint.
Mhm.
And anyway, we're he walks into the bower of bliss, and it's just oozing with sensuality. It's just dripping with every hot, nasty, stanky thing you can think of. And anyway, he walks in, and there are these two nymphs bathing nude in a fountain, not covering up their special parts, and actually making rather a display of themselves. And anyway, he's looking at them, and one pops out of the water, and she's showing everything, and then the other one is just more modestly, I guess, in the
Cool.
water from the
Cool.
waist. It's, yeah, his koi. Well, anyway, the from the waist down, she's in the water, and then he's just driven mad by the thought of what's under the water. Yeah, it's funny. It's this metaphor. He's more maddened by what he can't see than what he can. But anyway, I was talking to my class, which is, there's some young people. They're all young. Who am I kidding? They're under 40. Anyway,
Not me anymore.
anyway, they're like they're sitting there, and I'm doing what I do, and we only had a 50-minute class in which to work. So I said, I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna read the whole thing, and we'll get through it, because you know how I like to interrupt people, and that way I can just interrupt myself, and I'll feel less rude. But anyway, so as I go along, I'm like, oh, and this is like da 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 da, and I got this one passage just describing the flowers and everything, and it reminded me of the what's the name? Is it Beckett? What's the poet who did Gather Ye Rosebuds While You May? Anyway, that one. So anyway, it was very like that. I think that's an allusion to that later on, like a century later or something. Anyway, so I'm like blathering on like I do, much like this. And anyway, when the nymphs are in the water, we're back to that part of the story. The nymphs are in the water, and they're cavorting, and our temperance, our self-controlling knight, reaches over to grab the ribbon in her hair and pull it out, and then her hair just comes tumbling down, and it's just anyway, it's a moment. And I said this really, really skeeves me out, because it reminds me of that awful 70s song, take the ribbon from your hair. So the class loses it. They're all like, they like my class for some. After that's, you've done either a very good or very bad thing when at the end of the class like that, when everybody's just died laughing, somebody comes up and goes, are you teaching another literature class next semester? I'm like, well, yes, I am. Anyway, I'm super excited about that. That's the most fun. It's so awesome.
And she's also supposed to be writing the follow-up novella.
Oh, I was supposed to be talking about the anthology, wasn't I?
No, you just talk.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a great story.
Well,
I
thank
like
you.
that story.
I'm glad you
Not
like
as good
that.
as the monkey story, but there's two monkey stories.
There's monkey stories.
Anyway,
Maybe I don't know. Let's see how I feel.
so
Maybe I'll just
when is your follow-up to the novella coming out?
I'm hoping that the story will be finished within a week, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to throw it up if I'm just to throw something up. It's gonna. I'm sorry. I just realized how that came out. That I'm not going to put something. I'm not going to post a story just to have something up. If I think it's terrible, then I won't. And that's terrible. That's terribly loaded. Like as if I have standards or something. Which, anyway,
Right, exactly.
they're low, but I have them.
As far as a monkey anthology, one of her stories she can't write because it's already out there in the public domain.
Oh,
The other one she can write about.
I'm confused about which one is which.
You got the one in your office,
Mhm.
and the one that you slaughtered half of a podcast with.
They put themselves on mute because they were laughing so hard, and you thought that you bombed. I remember the aftermath of that story.
Did you hear that? Did you ever hear that? I don't know. I don't know what's become of that, but
It's
if
out
you
there
have a
somewhere.
copy of it, I want a copy.
Actually, I think it was Vicious Circle. I think actually there are several copies out there
Okay.
because it was listening to her tell a very sordid story involving monkeys and noses was side-splittingly funny because told in only the way Rita can tell a story. So, Kortnee,
Uh-huh.
anthologies.
They exist. We're doing several.
Good.
We need more information than that. Uh, Saints of Malta is closing at the end of the month. For the last day to submit to Saints of Malta is, I believe, November 1st.
Yeah, we're launching December 26th, I think.
Yeah, we're launching. It's right after Christmas. So
Yeah,
we'll
day
be
after
ready.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So if you have a Malta story, you've got the rest of this month to finish it and turn it in.
Yep.
And then after that is Space Cowboys.
Yep. That officially opens on the 16th of this month.
And then Pinup Noir.
Mhm.
And I wish I could get to my blog because I have my list of anthologies on the blog.
It's on my computer,
So
which is not here.
there are several anthologies coming out. What other books do you have coming out, Kortnee?
You can't see the face. It's deer in headlights now.
Yeah, she's got a very look on her expression on her face.
So end of this month, I'll have the next book in my Alien Bride series out, which is the Healed by His Alien Nurse. It's the last book in this arc. So for the next arc, I'm introducing. I have introduced several other alien species, including a dragon. Spoiler, sorry, and lizard men. And one of the so if you go to Cedar's website, she had a link for the short story I did for FenCon. It is family friendly and safe for work. It's a free story I did for FenCon called Stumbling Home, and it takes place at the Stumbling Home RV and trailer park. And it is in the Alien Brides world. And it's got two other alien races that are going to be making an appearance in the next couple of books. So, and the audiobook for Pursued by the Alien Pilot, which is the last book that I just did, is out on audiobook. And it launched 2 days ago.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is one of your lizard alien types named Zark Muckerberg?
No, but I cannot say that he was not an influence. The lizard people are real. And they're trying to
they're running
influence our government.
Facebook.
And in fact, there's 3 different factions of them that are trying to influence the government in different directions.
Anyway, I'm using Facebook. That was a grin.
Friend face.
Farce mark.
Okay, let's see here.
Read out comments because I can't read them.
Raptor was which podcast and where can we? It's a defunct podcast called Vicious Circle. There are snips of it in several locations. It was a gun centric.
It was owned by Alan Andrews.
Yep.
Snarky Bites was
Snarky
his
Bites.
blog.
Did he create that blog?
I think he did. And then it was episode number 26. Not that I'm advertising.
But you remember it.
I can never equal that performance. You know how that, like you have these pinnacles, like I understand young people take inappropriate videos or document themselves in some way that they really shouldn't, and they put it out there and everything. But you're on some level, you're like, ooh, girl, no, don't. But then you go, you'll never look this good again, kind of thing. And you're like, on some level, well done.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
I look really good today, and everybody needs to see that. Just
Yeah.
kind of one of those things. I'm totally for
Yeah.
that, actually.
but this thing, I don't know if I could get through reading that thing. I don't know if I ever would because it's filthy. It's just filthy. What it was I used to remember the news groups. I know a bunch of you remember the news groups. My favorite was alt.tasteless, and well, or was it? Wait, alt.sex.tasteless. There, I said it. Anyway, it was disgusting. It was like for people who like all the ridiculousness of that kind of stuff, but not the actual sex. You know, it was just kind of just ludicrous, ridiculous stuff. Anyway, it was in very poor taste, and I should be ashamed, and I am in fact ashamed. But there it is.
But not enough.
Not
No,
enough.
I'm not. I should be more ashamed. Yeah, it's terrible. But anyway,
We should have monetized it because it was incredibly popular.
well, it's Alan's, so I guess he would. But
One of my favorite con games was going to slash panel, where you would have to read aloud slash fiction, which is tasteless and fan based, until you started laughing. And there were some that people would get the next line and then hand it to the next person because they literally couldn't stop laughing long enough to read the first line. Yeah,
that sounds entertaining.
it's so much fun.
Yeah, you know, who was it? Was it Weird Beard?
Weird.
Somebody was, yeah. Everyone in that, when I was reading on that podcast, people were not responding, and they cut off their mics.
Yep.
And I couldn't hear I couldn't hear anyone. I thought, I'm bombing here. So I just kept going, but I thought, why is nobody saying anything? Why aren't they laughing? I think this is hilarious. And I thought, well, I'm all alone. I must sound like a moron, maybe more than usual. And anyway, don't look at me like that. A long time old friend told me that when he met me, he thought I was not bright. I think it's all the diphthongs. That's what I think. He said, well, he did say it was the accent, but anyway.
That accent's fooled a lot of people.
Yeah. Anyway, but I thought they were not coming with me at all. And apparently they'd all muted their things. One person said he nearly asphyxiated just from laughing. He was laughing so hard he thought he would pass out. He was getting lightheaded, but it was shot through with gooberdom. It was goobery.
And maybe a touch of alcohol.
I mean, if 2 bottles of champagne are a touch, then yes. What was that about alcohol and inhibition? This is not vodka.
No, that's actually water.
Let's talk about long gone but not forgotten websites. And I don't mean Goatsy, but
Temple of the Screaming Electron.
ratemypoo.com was fun. Did y'all ever see that one? Ratemypoo.com.
No.
Yeah,
no.
people would post their photographs. I suspect a lot of them British because I don't know what is, but anyway, they would have, there were a few, I always, you always go for the clever thing, which is as clever as actual excrement can be. This was funny. There would be like somebody have a massive piece of poop. There was one sticking up out of the wall. Now I'm embarrassed. What's a big one sticking up out of the water and onto the porcelain? The caption.
I feel so sorry for Frank today.
That bang you hear in the background is Frank's check liver light.
The caption was dry docked. Another impressive entry got the caption captain's log. And then there was one stay innocent. Yeah. Then there was one with a bunch of little squirrely looking bits, and it said many minnows. I thought it was poetic. It needed a haiku or something. But anyway, yeah, that was a really good website. That was fun.
love the ridiculousness of the early internet of who would have thought and why, and yet
And you have ratemypoo.com, which is apparently a very popular website.
Well, I guess it was or wasn't. I mean, it's gone, isn't it? I haven't looked in years, but I think it's gone.
It passed.
we got flushed.
Mhm.
Flushed into the grand toilet of the way back.
Yeah.
machine.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh,
So there was that.
Poor Frank.
It's been replaced by Rate My Dog on Twitter, which is I'm so glad they're doing dogs now because if you keep a pet poo, I mean, why would you do that?
You know,
Have you met the internet?
I have actually. We've been friends for a very long time.
And here I thought it was only newborn mothers who did. It was like, look at this. Look at my baby's poo. I'm like, do I really have to do this? I was not good in a newborn babies group at all. It's like, I don't want to look at your baby shit.
John Arpin says, all capitals, it's still there.
you
I
just
am-
made my day, John. Thank you. Is
I
it
am
really?
unsurprised.
No. Okay. I just thought it had been gone forever. They're still pressing on. I like that. Don't give up the fight. Right?
Oh.
So much for gone but not forgotten.
And we need to have her on here more often.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can come on Thursdays, maybe.
Okay, then you need to start coming on Thursdays because
Gets me out of the office early. It's nice to leave the campus while it's still daylight.
Yeah.
I've been working a lot. I've been grading a lot of papers.
and Frank needs that last little bit to shove him over the edge.
Yeah.
Does the alcohol become a business expense at some point?
Oh, my stomach hurts.
The liver
Okay.
replacement he's eventually going to need.
Liver transplant.
I can't read any of those. I should have brought my glasses. Is what a podcast? Mikado. Dog's
Okay.
gone. Oh,
Frank will soon be in a padded room muttering about ducks and monkeys.
ducks.
I
Speaking
got my
of,
box of ducks.
when I walk across campus to some of my classes, I'm just gonna be like a 5-year-old and tell random stories, and you
Okay.
can just interrupt me occasionally.
Okay. We're not going to stop you.
When I have a ton of stuff for my students to
would
give
let me.
back, or if they're turning in a big paper and they're all giving me folders, I'll take a little roll-on, kind of a carry-on size piece of luggage with the wheels, so I can just drag it across campus because I've got to walk like half a mile. And the funny thing is, one thing I never knew to appreciate in airports is the lack of goose poop, because you don't have to dodge it with your wheels when you're walking through an airport. But there's goose poop on campus.
Yeah, what is it with the geese?
I don't know. Don't they know? I mean, as have we appropriated Canadian geese?
Apparently,
These are Texan geese.
yeah, they don't ever leave. They've taken up residence, and they don't ever leave.
Until you don't hunt them enough.
Yeah, apparently, they've got student ID cards.
Well, if they're not paying tuition, I don't.
I think they're cute. I don't mind it so much. I'm pretty good at dodging the goose poop with my wheels, but
I don't know.
Practice makes perfect.
that's right.
Teenagers that shit everywhere get told to clean things up. Just saying.
Well,
Fed's health plan will find a way to claim that Frank's alcoholism is not service connected.
Poor Frank.
Poor Frank.
oh, it's the best time he's ever had.
In the shower with the vodka. The vodka loves him. The vodka understands. So,
All that disappears like tears in the shower.
Oh my God, that scene
Lost.
from oh my God, where the guy paints himself blue to try and join the Blue Man Group, and he's trying to clean himself off in the shower and doing nothing but sobbing. That's my image of Frank.
I never saw that movie. What is
It
it?
was it's a TV show, and it's something family, and I'm
Family Guy?
no
American Family?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't animated. It's got oh the banana stand. There's always money in the banana stand. I have.
Oh
lost
yeah,
my brain.
Arrested Development.
Arrested
That-
Development.
right. Yeah.
I was in that show. I never saw that episode.
Yeah, he painted. He decided to try to join the Blue Man Group and paint himself blue. And
Which
was
one, Job? Which character?
The bald one that's
Oh.
married to his sister.
Oh, the one. I don't remember their names.
Dave something. But he was sobbing in the shower, and every time I think of Frank, it's all like.
Heather Lynn O had one of her skits, had a guy in a Brooks Brothers suit and dark aviator shades in the shower with a six-pack of beer going, I just can't. The shower's running. That's what actually gave me the idea for Frank the Fed. So, other news. Let's see. Well, I got overwhelmed by the internet. Yeah, 1 terabyte is apparently 4 times as big as what I've got now. So if a gigabyte is big, terabyte's bigger. And yeah, apparently 5 gigs is the average, and or something, or 50 maybe. And Jack got me 250. Why would I ever need more than 250? Well, one dirty little off-the-cuff post, and hey, guess what?
One.
Oh,
There was more than one. There was knowledge of forethought.
I mean,
I know.
I have some serious reservations about the future of the human species.
Just now?
Well, no, but in particular after this.
Okay.
The number of people who didn't actually bother to read it was awe-inspiring.
How do you know?
Because
It tells you how long they were on it? Or
no, it's the comments. Because everyone on was, wow, there's not enough O2 in a pipe at the bottom of the sea to support combustion, when it wasn't about combustion at all.
These are people that failed or got a C in their physics class.
Oh no, these are people that need to go back to their high school reunion, look up their physics teacher, and ask him to beat them. These are people that not only slept through physics class, they ate the textbook.
My physics teacher would actually do that. I should send that to him.
That's what you get when you post ham-fisted leftist propaganda.
Apparently. Yeah. Daily Cost thinks I'm a leftist. Reddit thinks I'm a COINTELPRO mole, and this has apparently kicked over Nikki Kenyon's giggle box, that I'm a Russian disinformation bot.
You write really well for being a bot. Just saying, particularly a Russian
Not
bot.
according to Daily Cost, I don't.
You write like a native English speaker, too.
I actually use proper spelling.
Which is how we know it's not a Russian bot.
Oh.
Can't be Chinese either.
So I'd like to thank everybody that's donated to the Start the Blog Back Up Again. Because it's only the 6th. We got 30 days. We got 25 more days before I can log in again if we don't upgrade. So bless your hearts for donating. Wish I didn't have to ask. God, I wish I didn't have to ask. And hopefully, I don't ever have to do this again. I'll only go back to the normal 5 gigabyte a month.
If you blow through a terabyte, I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't either. I'm going to find a hole, pull it in after me. I swear to God I am. Yeah, the folks on Reddit that think I'm... Okay.
Why are you looking at Reddit?
I couldn't get on my blog.
He's trending on Reddit.
I was trying to find out why I couldn't get on my blog. So I went to Google, typed in Law Dog and Nord Stream, and the very first thing that came up was Daily Cost. The second thing was Reddit.
Oh, wow.
And then when you look at Reddit, there's a little snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
And these idiots these
Reddit.
folks that post on Reddit didn't eat. They ate their physics books, but by God, they went through twice their conspiracy textbooks.
Mhm.
Because I wouldn't think the little brats would know what the hell COINTELPRO was, but by God, that's popping up everywhere. It's like, you know what? You don't know what physics are, but you know about a failed FBI program from the 1960s was. Half the sprogs weren't even gleaming their daddy's eye when COINTELPRO was out there. Just, but by God, they can code it at MK Ultra.
What is that? Is that like a rave drug?
It's MK Ultra was a CIA thing where they secretly gave LSD to it was service members, but according to the
Oh, from the 60s or 70s
Yes,
or something?
60s, I think, as an attempt to influence them. And according to the MK Ultra guys, it was the general it was the population in general. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, we have all gone nuts, but I don't think that's the cause.
It was the 60s.
How would you know?
And
Like the movie, remove the cause, but not the symptom.
Don't dream it, be it.
so,
You've met mine.
We're quoting Dr. Frankenfurter.
oh, okay. Yes, I did. That's what we were going to do. Hang on a second.
Let's go up to the lab. See
I've
what's
never seen that movie.
Lab.
I've never seen that movie or play.
so good.
Quiver in anticipation.
You know what? Actually, speaking of Rocky Horror Picture Show, I had an epiphany the other day. I can't believe I never put it together. But you know the scene at the end where they're in it's shot from the ceiling of the theater,
Oh yeah.
and they're in the pool, and that's meant to,
Doing the backstroke. Yes, it's wonderful.
that is meant to look like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel.
Yes, it is.
It's I don't know why I've never connected that.
So,
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Mead Hall Gun Range and Mrs. Mead Hall Gun Range sent me home with a metric butt ton of freeze-dried stuff. And one of which
Food.
is the
Bread and
Rita
butter.
freeze-dried bread and butter pickles.
How
So
wonderful.
I figured she might want to try one.
Yay. How wonderful. By the way,
Sorry, Hamilton.
this has been a semester of buns because you work for 2 months before you ever get a paycheck. That's how that works. And this is a really tall bun. I look like Mrs. Mears from the movie of Thoroughly Modern Millie. She's got a really high bun, and
Do
she's
you like
got some.
peaches?
I like peaches.
Good.
Peaches.
So let us
Wow.
open this, and
Wow.
because I'm not a big fan of bread and butter pickles, but she is. So Mr. and Mrs. Mead Hall sent some bread and butter pickles just for Rita.
Apparently, it would be more like gummies. So.
Yay. It's all sticky. Oh, stuck to my tooth.
Yes.
It's moister than I expected.
Moist.
Somebody out there just cringed at their computer.
Sorry.
Would you like another moist pickle slice?
Just to be sure. So tart. They're more tart than the bread and butters usually are. I guess this is all concentrated. It is very, very wet.
Oh, say moist. It's all right.
Yep.
All right, and this is SF Pickles.
So we can start setting up.
Peaches.
Oh, you just stir it off?
Yeah, there's a little notch.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong side. Oh, it's so sour. Ooh.
You got Forrest Whitaker eye from that.
I Forrest Whitaker.
So, and this,
He was so good in The Crying Game. He also directed one of my favorite films. What?
I'm so confused.
What?
I think I missed a word in there.
Forrest Whitaker?
Oh, okay. There we go. Are those peaches?
Or
they are
peaches?
peaches. Want to try? Jonna, would you like to try a peach?
No,
Oh, it's good.
thank you.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh my God. Holy crap.
Mm.
This is the peach cookie bar.
It's a peach de resistance.
Mm.
It's the peach cookie bar from the first gen MRE meals. That's fantastic.
Honestly, that's what I would put. So I got I did a peach ginger mead, which I was telling Mead Hall about at FenCon, and it was too much ginger, not enough peach. We added dried peaches to it and made it perfect. Those would work so good for that.
How about bananas? Are you good for bananas?
Do we need to open all of them?
No, just a couple.
Mm.
Yeah, I did promise them a tasting.
Okay.
Do you like bananas?
Here, taste. It's good. You're going to love it.
He says try the cantaloupe too.
Oh, cantaloupe.
And then I'm going to run away.
Are you running away?
Are y'all?
We have art walk. We have art walk tonight.
All right,
We'll get set up.
Have fun.
cantaloupes.
But I'm going to try the cantaloupe first because I told him I would.
This one's
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
who's there?
Cantaloupe.
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 Cantaloupe tonight. I got a date.
I damaged it.
We have soft biscuits.
This is true.
Okay,
We are soft, fuzzy things.
our
Also
fry's
true.
in hands.
Ooh. It's like eating a bath product.
Oh,
You see what I mean? Like
It's
bath
there,
salts or
it's
something.
just-
And don't eat bath salts. It's probably bad for you. But
That's cantaloupe.
yeah, I think I need a palate cleansing peach.
Any palate cleanser after cantaloupe?
It's delicious.
have fun, guys. We'll see you next week.
Okay, we'll try not to tear this up without you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me of another thing I said about the Fairy Queen. This was terrible. Like at the end, they come across the enchantress, who's the kind of witch. She's kind of enslaved this beautiful young man, and he's so his armor has lost any insignia, anything that indicates his loyalty to anybody else. He's just passed out in a state of utter dissipation and what have you. And she's like hovering over him and making sure he's, I guess, truly subdued. Anyway, I'm talking to my students and I'm interpreting some of the language as we go along, or what's happening in the scene, because it seems a little bit it's a little bit florid. Anyway, I said she has just worn him out. I mean, she probably had him do yard work or something. They probably got a lot to do in the Bower of Bliss, like trim the trees and stuff. It was bad. I said, I don't know what I meant by that. Because I'm not going to explain this to a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds. I know they can handle it. I know they see worse on the internet every day since they're 12. But
Trimmer bushes. I just read the comments.
who said that?
Rick T.
Rick?
Oh,
What other dried things do we have?
we have. Let me see.
Not
here.
that we have to open them. I'm just curious.
Bananas. Kosher dills.
Mm,
More bread and butter.
bread and butter.
Medium hot dills. Strawberry.
Mm,
Bread and butter again. More manners. Something crumpled up in the foil.
It's a mystery.
Sandwich slices.
Sandwich slices. They like put in a whole sandwich in. This is more peaches.
More peaches.
Neat. I love it. Here, have some cantaloupe. What?
I like cantaloupe. Peaches are good too.
Yep.
It gets a lot harder than the freeze-dried strawberries, fruit salad, and peaches we had in the Army.
I like the peaches better than freeze-dried ice cream.
Freeze-dried
Freeze-dried
ice
ice
cream
cream is
too.
terrible. Oh, there is some in there?
Some there too.
I'm sure theirs is good, unlike the other. I get some at that. You can go to NASA and you can buy the freeze-dried crap.
It's NASA. It's government contract. It's going to be crap.
Oh, got to keep those astronauts constipated, right?
Or I'll do it.
Oh,
Used to, when we be doing an Army training evaluation program, you go out in the field and test your equipment. We'd wind up eating at least
is
two
that a
MREs.
euphemism?
Yeah. In a lot of ways. We'd wind up eating 2 MREs a day, which you're really not supposed to do.
I thought they were meant to be for. So you can't eat 3 memories a day.
In combat, yes. In peacetime, probably not a good idea.
Contraindicated.
Contraindicated because
It clogs you up.
and how
There'll be no crapping on this battlefield.
and there never was. But what you do is you'd save you save a package of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. The peanut butter is greasy as hell. Stick it in your sponson pocket, and you'd be out there for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. When you go back to barracks, you'd get a can of Dr. Pepper, and you'd go to the bathroom, and you would compose yourself.
Compose yourself.
And then you would shotgun the entire tube of peanut butter, follow it with the Dr. Pepper, then get a hold of the grunt bar and hang on.
It's that fast.
Oh, and how.
I don't understand.
Yeah. It would be the entire latrine would be raining cinder blocks. Yeah, you have 12 guys in there. No shame. All of them cutting loose at once.
Does anyone like verbalize or like?
There
Well,
can be screaming. Occasional calls out to mother and or Jesus.
Somebody should be playing a bagpipe in that bathroom. See, it sounds like, yeah, sounds terrifying.
Poor Raptor. What the fuck is it with this live stream and poo?
No, sorry.
You've been here before. We go off the rails on a regular basis. Did I just break Rita? Yes.
Did you? What? Did who break me?
So did Ian break Rita? Yes.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
How did I supposedly get broken?
When people can't find the next thing they want to say out of shock, that's called getting broken.
Oh, no. You misinterpret, darling. That's me tastefully not saying what I'm thinking. But nice try.
So what'd you think of the bread and butter pickles?
I liked them. I could see that with a cocktail, like a pickly martini kind of thing.
Oh,
Like kind of fun.
You're not a big fan of cantaloupe.
No, but I don't like cantaloupe anyway. I mean, I'll eat cantaloupe once in a while, but it's not a favorite flavor.
You do like the peaches.
I do love the peaches.
All right.
The peaches are my favorite so far. Can you freeze dry like boiled eggs?
I don't know. Bill, can you freeze dry boiled eggs? Bet you can. I'm willing to bet you can.
Interesting. Boiled egg slices. It sounds kind of like it would be fun, kind of crumbled up, put on salad, right?
Yeah. A little crunchy maybe, but
Yeah, maybe.
it's a good source of protein. I mean,
It's-
Bill was telling me that he was Going to be frying and seasoning ground beef, and then freeze drying that, and just using it as a protein source.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you freeze dry spam?
Can you freeze dry spam, Bill? I'm willing to bet that.
I mean, why would you bother? But it would be lighter. It would be lighter if it's dehydrated, wouldn't it? Is freeze drying the same as dehydrating?
It tastes pretty dehydrated. I know the gummies weren't that dehydrated, but
You mean the bread and butter
the
pickles?
bread and butters.
Yeah, they are kind of gummy. That is a good description. Moist.
Apparently, first comment might be too much fat. Spam, maybe?
Mm.
And second one, no.
No on the eggs?
Might be spam.
Mm.
Spam. Freeze drying is one method of dehydrating. Okay.
Mm.
Dehydrated leaves more moisture. Oh, apparently freeze drying is more dry than dehydrating.
Oh,
How's them apples?
makes sense.
Eggs you could do. So it looks like eggs are a possibility.
Who was it? Who was it who said something about you breaking me? I just Raptor?
Rick T.
Rick T. Oh, the thing is, remember another one of those podcasts, they were like going, Rita, watch Jar Squatter. Remember that?
I remember the era in which that was popular. I never watched it, and just
Yeah, you shouldn't. Nobody should ever watch that. It should never have been done. But it's like a terrible, obscene, ugly thing. And anyway, everyone's like, "Watch that, Rita. We want to hear you react." And I'm like, I'm watching, and I'm like, "What? Is that the?" And I'm watching, and I'm like, and they're waiting for me to be reacting. And anyway, I got through it. I'm like, I was having trouble processing what I was looking at. It was
apparently that was a common reaction.
yeah. And they're waiting for me to like react, and that's not right and all of that, and I never did. And I was just like, I've got to watch that again because I'm like, I get all the way through it, and then I'm like, okay, you're going to do this thing. It's going to be, it's your claim to fame or something like that. Tidy up the background. I mean, they had like a stack of phone books. Remember phone books? Stack of phone books, shopping bags, and the tit and tat of, everyday life, the stuff that you'll pile by the door or whatever. And I was just like, merchandise this, if you're going to, I just found it.
She watches Jar Squatter and critiques the background.
Because I'm shallow.
Oh, Lord.
I had other questions, but
You did.
they were not answerable.
Any questions? I'm numb, so I'm kind of coming up short and stuff to talk about.
I have something to talk about.
Go ahead.
Well,
Please do.
it's one thing. It's funny because does anyone remember, the Carnival cruises? You see cruise commercials all the time. And I don't see commercials that often because I subscribe to YouTube about, I don't know, I did that trial subscription and it was life-changing because I love watching YouTube. And so great.
Without ads?
It's amazing without ads. It's great to never have them. And I go to my mom's and she's always got TV on. I'm like, oh, commercials. I hate it. Anyway, it's worth the time saved because apparently I spend a lot of time on YouTube. Anyway, the Carnival cruise kind of thing came on. I'm pretty sure it's Carnival. But about a handful of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I just have a problem with songs that they use because they like one line in it. They think this is great. This is the embodiment of our ad campaign. We're going to do this. Remember a few years ago or a handful of years ago, they used the song Lust for Life. The one, it's the Iggy Pop song. Yeah, we got lust for life. It's like a kind of, not a skiffle beat, but it's got this kind of rollicking, kind of locomotive kind of percussion. And it's a real, real catchy kind of song. But it's about heroin addiction. Don't show your family on a cruise ship, sliding down the wet slide and all this stuff. Lust for life. Yeah, let's go shoot up on the gangplank. Let's get keel hauled while we're at it. It's just kind of nutty. Like, Do you know what this song's about? Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it. This is for families. Quit. So they've done it again. They've done it again. The new one for Carnival is Queen. I want to break free. You know, like, okay, yeah, we all want to escape and go be on a beach and do stuff on, maybe not on cruise ships, but you know, it's a kind of escape. I guess people, they don't have to remember where they left their car. You know, they can crawl back to their room and not get a DUI or whatever. Anyway, but that song by Queen is, I mean, the next lines are, I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. Why? Why would you use that? I mean, yeah, that's a good line, but I mean, as a point of departure, I mean, it's a bad one. If you know the song, but then I guess nobody looks deeper at anything anymore, does it? Nothing means anything.
Well, they play music so loud you can't actually understand the words.
Well, anyway, so yeah,
So just looking for a catchy beat.
you might as well rate someone's poop.
No, they're just looking for a catchy beat.
A search for meaning.
Those both have a catchy, up.
Yeah.
Just something
Like,
gets the blood
Oh,
flowing.
I
Catchy
love
beat.
Freddie Mercury. Anyway,
Speaking of, did anybody back when Queen was popular not know Freddie Mercury was gay?
everyone knew he was gay.
Yes.
That was gayness. Did anyone care? No.
Well, that's the thing of it is, and Rita and I went to watch the Queen the movie. They did what was that called?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Let's see that movie, and it's really really good movie.
I enjoyed it.
And did we watch it twice? We watched it twice.
I don't remember.
Anyway, the reaction on Reddit was, now you have to admit that your idol was gay. Now, my gaydar sucks. I don't have a gaydar. I honestly, and I knew Freddie Mercury was gay. I said, I have no gaydar. That dude was gay. I didn't realize Elton John was gay.
You didn't?
No,
Okay.
I didn't realize Liberace was gay. It sucks. I don't. She's so disappointed.
I thought I knew you.
My gaydar sucks.
What about Raymond Burr?
No.
Well, you know, that's interesting. In the old Hollywood system, Raymond Burr was a successful actor, and then when he did Perry Mason, he blew up huge, and the studios were trying to protect images of different people, and so they said that he had a wife and 2 children, and
Okay.
I guess nobody ever really dug deep on that, but I think he had a winery, didn't he? A winery in Healdsburg,
I
California.
think so.
Ru-
That
Ru-
sounds about right.
Russian River Valley, who's apparently a great patron of the local theater and stuff like that. But anyway, the funny thing is, George, is it Takei or Takai? Takei?
Yeah, Takei. It rhymes with toupee.
Okay.
Seriously,
Anyway.
that's how I remember.
Gay.
Oh yeah, gay's a $3 bill.
I kind of,
Where's the $3 bill?
okay, I gotta admit, when I was a kid watching the old original Star Trek, I was kind of into him. I like Mr. Chekhov best, though. Well, Spock was good. I was never down with Captain Kirk, though.
Man, whore.
He was a bit of a puss. I'm sorry. He just seemed something about him seemed unmanly to me. Isn't that funny? I mean, and Sulu was never unmanly.
Well, he had a fencing foil. At least one episode he was and seemed to be a fairly decent fencer.
Really?
Had the proper stance.
Why would he be turning over stolen goods for money on Star Trek?
Secret passion for Ray and slave women.
Okay. Maybe you needed a housemaid.
There's one guy. What the hell? That would shock me. He was Athos in the Three Musketeers, and his last film was Gladiator. He died.
Rex Harrison? Harris?
No.
No. What was his name? Rex.
He died doing Gladiator.
Yeah, he played.
He played a Gladiator master. Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed. Yeah.
Now,
Sorry.
if that guy's gay or was gay, I'd be a little shocked.
He was ruggedly heterosexual.
And
He was hyper heterosexual. Did you ever see It's Worth It? Did you ever see on the Tonight Show the time that Shelley Winters dumps a picture of something on him?
Yeah.
It's really funny. And then later on, he's on a British talk show and he's talking about it. And he's so drunk and he falls off his chair. He's magnificent. Actually, that was a startling moment for me. What was when I was watching Gladiator, because I thought Russell Crowe was hot. He was hot. That was some hotness. Sorry, but anyway. But I was watching that movie and I was going, oh, he played Maximus. That's the name of the character Oliver Reed played. Maximus, wasn't it?
no, that was the one that Doofenshmirtz played.
Oh, that's
the lead character, Russell Crowe.
okay. Whatever his name was, whatever it was, I was into it. That was the first time I realized, oh, I'm getting old, because I like the old guy. He's the hot one. Yeah, that's the one I want to hang around with for a few days on a desert island with a all right.
Didn't he die trying to drink the stunt team under the table?
What I heard was he would do this thing where he would tell people, and it's the Harry Houdini thing. He would tell people to punch him in the gut. Well, somebody balled up their fist and punched him before he was ready, and he was not braced, and he had. But I'm sure his liver was already compromised.
Talk about check liver light. Woo!
Yeah, and I've heard and read things over the years that he was somewhat.
If you say gay, I'm going to be heartbroken.
No.
Okay.
Somewhat. Well. I'm trying to think of how to put it delicately, and I kind of can't.
Okay.
Well, every time I think of some other way to put it, that doesn't quite fit the bill.
Well, just let her loose.
Sexually pushy.
Wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me.
I was trying not to say rapey, but I do love these peaches.
Christopher Lee is another one.
Christopher Lee. Best story. There's really crap movies in. It's called Rasputin, which is worth seeing. It's worth getting because you can watch it if you find the DVD, if you find the right one. There's a voiceover of it. There's a version of it you can watch it back through with him doing commentary, and he's doing commentary on that.
Cut.
And and then he's talking to I think he's talking to another person, but he may be just sitting there riffing. And then this tavern wench comes up to fill up a glass for him, and he starts talking about that young lady was most accommodating. Anyway, everyone should get to do a film with Christopher Lee, or what's his name?
Christopher Lee.
One time.
All right, folks. 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Had enough?
Had enough. Sorry, wasn't as on as usual, but like I say, kind of numb.
Sorry about the bun. I've been wearing a bun all semester because it takes 2 months to get a paycheck, and I haven't had a full-time paycheck in 9 years. Anyway, next time you see me,
and she's got hair stabbies in it.
My hair is like a mile long, and it needs a cut so desperately. It's
Bjorn
in such a terrible
Blade
shape.
Works sells hair stabbies like what Rita's wearing right now.
They're really great. They are. They're fantastic. Show. Let's see. Can you see? This one's marble, and it's kind of. I can't see. Yeah, you can kind of see the stripes on it, but they're really cool looking.
Yep.
They're ever so sharp.
And get one for the lady in your life. Get two. Bjorn Blade Works. Ben is good people and could use the custom.
Mhm.
See y'all Tuesday, folks. Be safe, okay?
Buy a con queso.